Hi, today we're going to read the story Froggy Gets Dressed by Jonathan London. It was cold. Froggy woke up and looked out the window. Snow! Snow, he sang. I want to play in the snow. Do you like to play in the snow? Go back to sleep, Froggy, said his mother. Don't you know? Frogs aren't supposed to wake up in the winter. We wake up when the snow melts. No, no, cried Froggy. I'm awake, awake. I want to go out and play in the snow. It would be very exciting. Does he look excited? So Froggy put on his socks, zoop, pulled on his boots, zup, put on his hat, zat, tied on his scarf, zwip, tugged on his mittens, zum, and flopped outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Over here, there are many words here that start with the same letter that says Z. Do you know what letter that is? That's right, the letter Z. There was zoop, zup, zat, zwip, zum. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, he cried. I forgot to put on my pants. Look at this word here. Froggy. Can you find the letter O? That's right, there's two. 1, 2, good job. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat, pulled off his boots. He left his socks on and slipped his pants on. Zup. Then he pulled on his boots, zup, put on his hat, zat, tied on his scarf, zip, tugged on his mittens, zum, and flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. You know, those three words, flop, 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 they're all the same. What letter do you think each one of those words start with? Flop. That's right, the letter F. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. What is it? What did he forget? Oops, he cried. I forgot to put on my shirt. And your coat, added his mother. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. Tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, took off his hat. He left his pants on and his boots and socks, and buttoned up his shirt. Zip, zip, zip. Then he snapped on his coat. Snap. Put on his hat. Zat. Tied on his scarf. Zip. Tugged on his mittens. Zum. And flopped back outside into the snow. Flop, flop, flop. Can you find that letter Z again over here? Remember, it makes the Z sound. There's one. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? I don't know. What do you think? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. He had on his shirt. He had on his pants. He had on his boots. He had on his socks. He reached up. Yep, he had on his hat. What could be missing? What do you think? Is he missing anything? Let's find out. Turn that page. Your underwear! His mother laughed. Oops, cried Froggy. More red in the face than green. He flopped back inside. Flop, flop, flop. He tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unsnapped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt, unzipped his pants, pulled off his boots, took off his socks. He left his hat on and slipped his long johns on with a zap of elastic. Then he put on one sock, zoop, pulled on one boot, zup, tugged on one mitten, zum, started to tug on the other. I think it's happening to him. And he let it drop and said, I'm too tired. Why do you think he's tired? Do you remember from the beginning? What did his mother say? And went back to sleep. The frogs are supposed to sleep all winter long. Could that be why he's tired? Good night, Froggy. The end.